afternoon or evening, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. Got a lovely bright sunny sunshine day today. I'm happy to see. Makes a change. Here in Leicester it's been quite dull, so a nice bright day. So I'm going to make a card today using another one of my stencils. This one's a moon and stars. I'll show you that in a minute when I get to it. And a couple of these Limetree stamps. We've got the Far World Castle, Medela, the dragon, and the dragon set. I'm not sure which dragons I'm going to use yet, but we'll go with those. So that's my stamps to use. Got my blending brushes, and my little paintbrush goes for my Bleedproof white, which I use instead of using a white pen. It's kind of like a chalky paint, but it's very, very opaque. I'm also going to be using my Cosmic Shimmer Colour Cloud white ink to colour in my moon, because it's quite a large area, so I need quite a good ink for that. We've got the Distress ink, Villainous Potion. I'm going to use the ink this time instead of the oxide. I tend to use the oxides a lot and forget all about my inks, so I'm going to use the Distress ink. And Versafine Clairs Nocturne and Versamagic Cloud White for stamping. Okay, bit of masking tape to keep my stencil in place. Here is my stencil. This is my Moon and Stars stencil. You can find this in my Etsy shop should you fancy a go. And my card, A5 card blank, 15 by 21 centimeters, and my top art is 14 by 20 centimeters. And that will fit on there eventually. Don't need a mat for this card because the edges will be dark enough, methinks. Right then, first of all, let's get my moon where I want it now. Shall I go that way around or the other way around? Now, where do I want it? I like that. I like that. I think I'm going to use this longer point down here for my castle to sit on, I think. So yes, put that there like that. Right, so that's my stencil in place. I'm now going to mask off. Let's just do that on my jumper so that I don't get too sticky. Some of these masking tapes, as you know, have a tendency to stick where you don't want them. Pulls your paper to pieces. Try and take some of the sticky off the masking tape. You can always do it on your jumper and makes it a little bit less sticky. What are we getting on there? Yeah, cat out. Damn cat. It's the stray that visits, the semi-feral. She comes and visits, and you can't refuse an old cat a bit of food and comfort, can you? A cosy pillow to have a snooze on after a hard night outside. As you can see, I'm just doing this just to remove some of the sticky, because I don't want it pulling my paper apart. It has been known. And then I better mask off that moon. I suppose I could just put the other moon in place, but I'm not going to do that. in case it moves. I think that should do it. That should stop it from... Right, so I'm going to go in first with my colour cloud. As you can see, lovely bouncy sponge. I'm going to load up my brush as best that I can and start going in. This is going to take some cover in, this will. It's just a case of keep going till you build up to what you want, really, to the depth of colour you want. Don't go down the hole. But I'll turn that over. See, there's plenty of ink in there. Just doing it with one of these brushes is just not the easiest task. That's better. Now it has ink. Again, it's a case of keep going until you've built up the colour you want anyway. With most projects, keep going over it until you've got what you want. Now I feel like we're getting somewhere. Ideally with these, they're brilliant inks, but ideally with these, especially the white, because the white for some reason is a different texture to the rest. The rest of these have a cotton top. This is just a sponge. The others have a cotton top over the sponge. But what happens is the ink all sits at the bottom when you draw it up by pressing down on it. It's a good thing sometimes, perhaps, you know, half hour before you're going to use it, store it upside down. But don't store it upside down long term. Just get the ink to the top just before you're going to use it, before you're ready to use it. And I never thought of that at the time, but yeah, that's what I probably should have done while I was prepping. Reasonably good coverage on there so far, so I'm going a little bit deeper with colour. I want it to be quite bright. Just keep building and building. I think that might be about it, actually. That's going to give me what I want. And what I'm going to do as well, once I take this mask off, I'm going to go a bit, dust a little bit around the edges as well to try and create a shine, to look like it's shining. Okay. A little bit darker down this bit there. There we go. I'll leave that open because I'll probably be using that again in a minute. Carefully peel that off my cardstock so it doesn't spoil. Nice little set, this one, actually. I do like this set. I should be bringing some more new ones again soon, hopefully within the next month. Yeah, lots of cat hair off my jumper. Finally, let's get rid of that. Success, didn't rip any of my paper at all. Oh, that's good. There, we now have a lovely moon. Or should I say crescent moon. Yeah, good little stencil. You've got your crescent moon, you've got a couple of other different size little full moon masks for when you're doing your lavinias and whatever else you're doing, you know, sun or moon masks, and some stars as well. And in that pack you also get the bits as well. You get your moon masks and your star masks, I think, and everything else. So that's that. So now I just want to overdust around it just very slightly to create a little bit of glow. If I can, any ink in there? No. Just very gently, just to create a glow around the moon. You see where I'm going with it. So I've still got my moon that's very prominent, but I want to get that glow around it. Like that. About any of you guys, but it really makes my shoulders ache doing this ink blending. There you go. Smear a bit on and then blend it out. So my moon has a little bit of a glow now. Okay. It's just a case of, and it dries lovely and smooth, this does as well. See, it's got like a shine, it's got a sheen to it. It's lovely. It's lovely stuff. So that's that part done. Let's mark the table down. Get ink everywhere. So Right then, stamping platform. If I can get it out of the cubby hole, everything's in the way. Let's move my machine across a bit. That's it. Right. Got one hiding under there. Right then, so let's see, I think that's definitely dry enough for stamping on. Now then, the Far World Castle, I think, can sit right there. Right, so we're going to ink that up in the Nocturne. Excuse me. Okay, try not to get any on that edge because I don't want that marking somewhere else on the card. That's it. Otherwise we, what's the name it? Re-ink. There we go. Lovely. We'll still give it another go. That right on that left side there is not quite. Let's give that another go. So much easier using one of these. Looks like the old, remember the old ice hockey games you used to play? Air hockey. Air hockey machines. It's like one of them, doesn't it? Your bat. Ding! There. That's looking nice on there. And now the dragons. I don't know which dragons to use, so let's have a, let's have a little look. That's it. Stick that back down. Right, and let's have a look. I mean, we could use Medela. The thing is with my Medela, I don't know if anybody else has the same trouble. His tail goes really flat there. And I end up with black ink all the way around it, and it's, I don't think there's any way of gouging it out. Always has been a bit dodgy, this one, as it's not very, I mean, it's really raised there, but it's not there. So when I use them, I usually end up getting a blooming mess. But I do like him, and I think he would look really nice there like that. What do you think? I do. I think he would look lovely there, so I'm going to put him there, I think. Looks like he's got his eye on something, doesn't it? And ready to pounce. Not pounce, whatever. Swoop, maybe. Ready to swoop. Right, so be really careful on this tail bit. Yeah, is it the sides? I knew it would. See, look. Always gets on the side. Let's just see if I can find a way of gouging it out. Maybe I should just buy a new one and hope that they're not all like that. Yeah, it's picked it up there. That's the most annoying thing. I suppose I could mask it off, but that'd be a right nightmare. The rest of the stump's fine. It is raised enough. I'm barely putting any. I've got no pressure on that at all. Yeah, let's see. It's the side again. I should get myself a new one. But don't wipe it off, it will show. Might be a case in future, just don't put ink on his tail, just draw it in. Yeah, see, it's leaving shadows on his around his tail. Never mind. Anyway, it's only a tiny amount. I'm not gonna worry about that. But please do let me know if you have the Medela dragon. Let me know if yours is like that, where his tail is, if it's just almost flat to the excess rubber. It's almost impossible to get your ink on it without it going over. So, you know, is it just a bad stamp all through, or is it just mine? Should I buy myself a new one? I can't ask them to replace it because I've had it for years. Right, so there's my dealer. His wings are going to need drying off. Dragon set. Do you have another dragon flying on there as well? I think so. Which one should I have? Top one. I like the top one. Let's put him flying across here then. Dragon's Day Out, eh? Be a good title for this card. Dragon's Day Out. See, I don't have the same problem with these ones. His tail's set deep enough. So you can get a good bit of ink on him without having it splodging everywhere. Yeah, I think he needs another coat. There you go. Oh, do. Give him a clean. Right then. Oh dear, you already know I'm tired today. Cat got me up at 6 o'clock yesterday morning. And I've not caught up with my sleep yet, I don't think. Right, I think I'm going to need to dry those wings on those dragons. Anywhere where it's going to overlay that white. It's a little bit damp. Ink's still a little bit damp, so you dry that off. The thing is, use your gun, you use your heat tool and it just buckles everything. And I do not like that. I do not like that it does that. You know, I could have gone over that with, perhaps I should have just gone over it with what do you call it? Embossing ink. Embossing ink. Might have sorted that out. I think I've... Yeah, still wet, still a bit damp. There's my tissue. I'm going to blot it so it dries out. I don't want to end up smudging it. There's my nice white moon. Like that. Oh heck. I don't want it on there. See what I mean? I'm going to have to go over that moon now. Dry. God damn it. Now I've got splodges on my moon. Look at that. Poop. Let's see if I can go over it. See if that ink will cover it. Let's get my little brush. Be easier to do it with this. This one in the first place. We don't want black splodges on our moon, do we? Whoops. Getting ink all down me as well now. Right, let's have a look. Let's get that moon mask back on there. How do we do it? I want it. About there. How different it is using this brush compared to that big brush. It works on a lot better with this brush. And I've got a bit more control over where I'm putting my ink. Trying to blend that bit in. It's just being stubborn. Well, you can't see them black marks now anyway. A bit of a dark shadow around my dragon, but never mind. A bit more down here as well. So. Don't mind going over that castle a little bit because it looks like it's in the misty part of the... There, that's cured that. See? No black splodges. Hooray! I think I might use a bit of this actually, and maybe perhaps do a cloud over that moon. I'll do that in a bit because first of all I need to go around the edge. Put that upside down a bit. Well, I'm going to go around the edges of my card now, all with, where has it gone? The Villainous Potion, just to make it darken it a bit around the edges. It looks nice and dark, don't it? Right, instead of going all over my table like that, where's my blending mat? Good point. Where's my blending mat? There it is. I had it out yesterday. That's better. That's it. And then I'm just going to darken these edges and some of that sky, seeing as it is night time. Keep going over until it's dark enough. Give it a nice vignette. To be quite dark around this castle and in between. To give that illusion, it makes the moon look brighter. Put the castle in darkness. Okay, yes, I like that. I'm liking that a lot. Get these edges even darker still then. Yeah. Makes it stand out a bit more, don't it? And that's just putting the purple all the way dark around the edges, around the very edges, and a bit in the middle. It helps to make that moon look like it's glowing. There you go. I'm happy with that. That looks nice. Weren't sure how that would turn out, but there you go. Liking that a lot. So I can get rid of that out of the way now. Let's give that a quick wipe. It's just one of my sheets of Mylar that I use for my stencil. Thought I'll keep one of them for working on. Let's chuck that out of the way. Right then, I'm going to stamp a couple of little stars on. I'm going to go over them dragon wings as well, and parts of the dragons that look a bit faded. And I think once I've put my little lights and stuff on my castle, I'm going to have a bit of cloud going over it. So, right then. I didn't clean that white off there, did I? Actually, there was I saying I was going to use my Versafine white for stamping. I'm not stamping anything in white, so discount that. I'm going to be doing stars with this, with my little brush and my colour cloud. So the lid is off once again. Let's have a couple of little stars here and there. I'll have a big one down there. And just keep going over and going over and building it up. Around. Can get it brighter if I want to. Build it a bit more. Oh, that's really... That ink's amazing. It does really work well. Let's get right into them corners. Blow it there. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty. And then we'll have a little star as well. Just wiggle my brush around in a circle. Look, oh, lovely. I'll do two just there. I think we're done that way like that. Mixing with the purple on my brush. But no worries, I don't mind that at all. Put these three here. Looking nice, eh? Let's start up here. And we'll have one in here. And one up there. And a couple up there. And how's that? That's it. Never know when to stop. I always do that. I usually end up spoiling it by overdoing it. But I think that looks okay. I'm happy with that. And now, get my lid on that. Let's put that brush away before I get ink everywhere else. And I'm going to do some little white highlight. In fact, yeah, I was going to colour them dragons, weren't I? Make it a bit more prominent. On that white. Let's get one of them pens. It's the same ink as your stamp. So when you go over any bits with the pen, you can't tell you can't tell the difference between that and the ink that you've stamped it with. Whereas with this, you can clearly see I've gone over it with a pen. But hey ho. Part of what crafting's all about, I suppose, really, isn't it? I just wanted the wings to be a bit, a bit more defined against this moon. The white dulls the black a little bit, so I'm just going over. That looks better. Makes it a bit more refined. There you go. And this one, Naughty Dragon, made splodges on my moon. His foot. Did get a bit of white over his belly, so we'll colour that back in. And on his snooch, there you go. I think that's got it. It looks a bit more prominent, doesn't it? So now I shall use, I think, a gold pen. And get the bugger out. Nice gold pen. And put the lights in on the castle. Like that. I'm just dotting to make, to sort of, the windows are in little squares, are so tiny though you can't really see them, but so I'm just dotting where the squares are. That just shows where there's light coming through. There. Then I'm going to take my Bleedproof white. Put a little bit of that in the lid to work with. I might need a bit of water added into that. Tiny bit. Get one of my ink droppers for adding bits of water here and there. It looks it's gone a bit yellow from the previous ink that was in there. Despite washing it out, it still leaves a bit thin now. So a bit more of that. Mix it in. Then I'm going to use it for highlights, for highlighting. I'm just going to do little bits here and there. Where the moon's caught the light there. That's it. Like that. A little bit down there. Oh, can hear an helicopter going over. Sounds low. If you can hear that on there. Gives that illusion of the light from the moon. Like that. Like that. Brings the castle to life, doesn't it? And then the dragons. like that. There you go. On his feet, there you go. A bit of white, a little bit of highlights on the dragons and on my castle roof and stuff, so make it look a bit more real, make it look like it's got some shine, lighting on, some light shining on it. Okay, how's that then? So just to finish off, I'm going to find my clear gel pen, my clear jelly roll pen. And where can it be? Right, okay, jelly roll pen. Oh, I've got splodges of white all over me off that jar. That's it. Right. Clear gel pen, jelly roll. And I'm just going to edge the moon and the stars with that. Just to give them that little bit of extra shine and sparkle. We need to have some sparkle. It's a very similar card to one. I did one on, you know, I do my crafting with my friend on Saturdays. And I did a card just like this, but I did it directly onto purple card. And it was nice. Used a different castle, and I didn't use Medela. I used the 2 dragons in the one set. I was saying it was nice, but doing it this way on the grey card, I get a better. The moon just looks more glowy on it than what it does on the directly on the purple. So give the moons and the stars a little bit of sparkle. You gotta have some sparkle. Like that. And I think it just makes a lovely fantasy card. Who don't love a lovely castle on a moon and dragons? Of course we all do. Got a little bit of fantasy world. There you go. So there we've got a nice bit of sparkle on them now. I don't know if that picks it up on the camera or not, but no, it probably doesn't. But they have actually got a nice shiny edge around all of the stars and the moon. Now I was going to do like a bit of a cloudy effect around the castle, but I don't think I'm going to do that now because I think it looks quite nice just as it is, and it might spoil it. So I'm going to attach that to my card. I don't think you need to watch me glue it down. So that will be glued down to that. And there we have one lovely magical, mystical dragons and moon card. And we'll get that on there straight. There you go. How's that? Yeah, pleased with that, I think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do join me again next time. Not sure what I'm going to be making next, but I'm sure I'll come up with something that you like. Any suggestions, that if anything specific you want making, let me know. Give me a shout. If you want to see me, do any specific kind of thing, let me know and I'll do my best. Okay, so thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.